Hi kids, it's Miss Marla, and it is Friday. And it's not just any Friday. This Friday is called Good Friday. Now, we're going to learn about in this story why this day is called good. Because you might think that it was bad or sad, but we will also find out why it's good. Let's see. This comes from the Story for Children, which is stories all from the Bible, and this story is from the New Testament. The Crucifixion. People packed the streets of Jerusalem to look at Jesus. Do you see Jesus? The word was all over town. Jesus had been condemned to die. He had been beaten, spit on, and made fun of. And now the soldiers, see, here's the soldiers right here. The soldiers whipped him, forcing him to march to the place where he would be executed. Crowds of angry citizens who did not believe he was the Son of God wanted him killed. Followers of Jesus wanted him saved from the terrible punishment. Men shouted, women cried, children were puzzled about the commotion. In the middle of all the turmoil, Jesus trudged up to the dusty road to the hill called Calvary. Without a word, the weary, beaten Savior struggled under the heavy wooden cross he was forced to carry. The soldiers pounded huge nails through the hands and feet of Jesus and into the cross. They raised the cross with Jesus on it and stuck it in the ground. There, Jesus hung for hours in great pain. 2 criminals hung on crosses next to him. Many people made fun of Jesus as he suffered. If he's the Son of God, as he says, let him save himself, they laughed. One of the criminals made fun of him too. But the other criminal believed Jesus was God's Son. When your kingdom comes, will you save me? He asked Jesus. And Jesus promised to save him. The painful punishment continued for hours. Jesus' mother and disciples watched, filled with sadness at his suffering. Soon the sun stopped shining, and darkness was all around. Then Jesus cried out, "It is finished," and he died. Friends of Jesus took his body and buried it in a tomb. It was a sad time for the disciples. They cried for him and prayed together. But Jesus had one more amazing miracle to accomplish. So why do you think it was called Good Friday? Why is this good if so many people are sad? You'll have to come back for the Easter resurrection story in 3 days. So here is God's message to us today on Good Friday. Jesus has finished his task here on earth to die for the sins of all people. Through tears, friends and family will reflect on his life. But soon, joyful sounds of triumph will fill the air. Death has no power over my son. The best is yet to come. So in 3 days, what do you think is going to happen? Will Jesus still be in the tomb? Will Jesus still be dead? Or will Jesus have power over death? We will see. We will learn in the Easter story.